Hello, it's Stregabella. I stayed up most of last night reading the majority of the rest of The Devil's Forest. And for those of you who have read most of the books on hidden mysteries, occultism, and stuff like that, and you feel like it's not doing much to advance you to the next level, if you haven't read this book, I recommend that you read it. Because sometimes we think that to seek knowledge or to obtain truth or success, we think we have to, find it in some really far away place, or we have to, do X, Y, and Z to obtain it. And this book really shows that the whole journey and the things that we go through are all part of it. The trials we face and the work that we do in learning the path and in trying to acquire this knowledge, it's all readily available to us when we're ready. Each part of the journey is purposed to kind of help you to discover your own weaknesses and to overcome them. Some of us don't want to overcome them deep down inside, and that's okay if you're not ready to make that next step. But for those of us who are going to ask for knowledge and ask for truth, that's really all we have to do. It will find us, and it can come in all kinds of different ways. It's amazing when we realize this and we use our rituals or prayers or whatever way that you communicate to whoever the spirits or familiars, deities that you work with. And they're always watching, they're always with us, they're always around, right here in this world that we're part of. And they will guide you and communicate. We're led to the books that we are ready to read. Once we're ready to reach the next level, we will. And it was amazing when I was reading parts of this book, and I was able to use my words as power and really verbalize that I want to know and I want to accept whatever consequences come from the knowledge that I obtain. Because sometimes we're not ready. We think we want something, and then when we're faced right in front of us with it, we don't want to embrace it. We kind of get that fear and push it away. Sometimes it's in the form of dreams. And it's amazing. It's just really amazing. But anyway, you will have that success, but you have to find your own weaknesses, and you have to be willing to make the choice to move on to the next level. There's always going to be some kind of knowledge about yourself that's necessary, because if you're moving to another level, that means that you're a level ahead maybe of somebody else, and you have to be willing to be in that position of leadership. It's okay if you're not. There's plenty of people who are willing to guide you, train you, and advance you to the next level if you're ready. And all you have to do is ask. You have to seek after it, and you'll find it. I'm wondering if any of you have read or have the book called Visions of Isabel Godin. That was one of the books that the author of The Devil's Forest describes, and it's $60, and I just want to know if any of you guys have it, because even the used one is that much. And usually I do buy a used version, and if it's that expensive, I'm assuming it must be a really good book. I noticed it's got like 600 pages. It's really thick, like The Devil's Forest, and I want to get it. I'm wondering if any of you guys have read it. But I really love the perspective of developing these relationships, because We think that, we have to seek so far away in these other worlds when we have guardians and familiars with us throughout our life. I mentioned in the previous video the dream that I had as like a baby. It's one of my first memories that I dreamed of holding someone's hand looking up at a pyramid. And I always knew that somehow this pyramid had something to do with my purpose, my journey, and that somehow when I reached the point of knowing what it meant, I would know. And I know that my whole life has led me up to this point. And some of what I've read literally even use words like really confirming that my thoughts, feeling like everything, all my suffering and all of my trials have led me to this point, because I needed to be strengthened and tried and really know that I'm ready to get to that next level of forming those bonds and those relationships that will actually teach us more than what's in the majority of the books, because books can only get you so far. At some point, most of the books available to the general public, or most of the books that are in the bookstores and stuff like that, they all are the same thing over and over again. You have to really seek, and you really have to pay for better books if you're going to go to the next level. And The Devil's Force is one of the first really good books that I think has been different than any of the other ones I've ever bought. And I'm hoping that that other one I'm going to buy is worth it as well. But you have to invest in your future. You have to invest in the knowledge and the wisdom if you're going to be successful. Just like to have a healthy body, you have to invest the time and the effort into buying better food, into the gym membership, or into spending the time exercising and trying to get healthy, and then you see the results. It's the same thing with your spiritual practice. If you want to have it advance to another level, you have to put in the time, you have to put in the money, you have to put in the effort. I mean, it's not always going to be a lot of money. Like, you can find used versions, you can find a way, but if you're determined enough, you'll find a way to seek better information, to seek guidance, to find a teacher, to form relationships with your familiar. It's really about how ready you are, how strong you've become, how you've overcome your weaknesses. It's all in the effort and determination you put forth, not giving up. Because some people say, I don't really want to do it. I'd rather just, kind of enjoy watching everybody else, or just listening, not really partaking. But I've never been that type of person. I'm kind of I always have wanted to be the person in the front row of the classroom with my hand raised, who really wants to write the longest paper, choose the longest book, rather than some people. I remember when we would get assignments in college, people would choose like the thinnest book possible. But I never did that. I was always the person who wanted to be challenged. So if you guys are that type of person, then go for it. Get better books. That I definitely recommend the one that I read, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, and blessed be. Bye.